back to Carry On with Griselda. As always, I am grateful that you have stopped by to join us today. Be sure to stay till the end for another special, lighthearted message. For today's episode, I thought I'd try something different. As you may already know, this is a scripted podcast. I've mentioned it before several times, more extensively in episode number 5 on perfectionism. It should go without saying how time-consuming the process is. So imagine my delight upon hearing about ChatGPT, the AI-based chatbot developed by OpenAI that is designed to generate text from any question or topic you instruct it to produce. I'm sure you've heard of this by now, and it has stirred some controversy in some circles. As for me, I decided to try this out for today's topic on growth mindset. Being that ChatGPT displays content in a human-like way, which was programmed by humans through internet-scoured information written by humans, the information that gets produced would have been information that I would have searched for myself anyway. Only now it does it for me, cutting my time significantly, which frees me to concentrate on other things. The result is overall impressive. The only thing I did was tweak a few things here and there, and add a few things to inject my personal style in there as well. We'll see how it goes. Growth mindset is a term that has become increasingly popular in recent years, and for good reason. It has the power to transform the way we think about ourselves and our abilities, and can ultimately lead to greater success and fulfillment in life. But what exactly is a growth mindset, and how can we develop one? Over 30 years ago, psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck of Stanford University coined the term after studying children's attitudes toward failure. She and her team were interested in understanding the beliefs that led one child to persevere and another to become shattered in the face of a setback. Their research indicated that those who believe their brain can grow were more willing to put in more time and effort, leading to their achievement. And the great news is, it's not just for children. Adults can also benefit from changing their mindset from fixed to growth. A growth mindset is the belief that one's abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and experience. The mindset is in contrast to a fixed mindset which holds that one's abilities and intelligence are set in stone and cannot be changed. Those with a fixed mindset tend to shy away from challenges and new experiences, and may be more likely to give up in the face of setbacks. On the other hand, those with a growth mindset are more likely to take on challenges, learn from mistakes, and persevere in the face of obstacles. They are also more open to feedback and see failure as a learning opportunity rather than a personal failure. Adopting a growth mindset can have a powerful impact on one's life. Research has shown that individuals with a growth mindset tend to have greater motivation, resilience in the face of adversity, and improved performance. They are more likely to set challenging but achievable goals, seek out feedback and learning opportunities, and see failure as a stepping stone to growth. In contrast, those with a fixed mindset may avoid venturing into new territory in order to circumvent any possible barriers. I have my own personal story to share about that. Without paying a great deal of attention to my mindset when it came to employment, I floated through life for as much as I could. Partly because I'm unmotivated, partly because I'm not an A-type personality, therefore I am not the competitive type. I never liked the feeling of trying so hard to impress certain people in a sea of drones. What, just to be the top drone of a soul-crushing job that doesn't value your time or hard work as evidenced by the underpayment you receive? I would pass on that. Nothing felt grosser than the mental degradation of playing a game I didn't even want to be a part of. So I floated, happy to just be, with just enough to get me by. My conditioning of the kind of job I was supposed to have prevented me from reevaluating what I could have. You see, while I floated, I wanted more, but not enough to work so hard for it. At least not in a corporate job setting. It took the past 5 or so years for me to only imagine what it might be like to work toward my own dreams rather than 9 to 5 working toward someone else's. But I wouldn't take the leap. Then a year or two would pass, and I would think to myself, wondering where I would have been had I started working toward my dream the year before. I would go on to do that a couple more times before I started running into the topic of developing your mindset. It's weird because I didn't think I had an issue with my mindset. But the reason I didn't think that was because I never took any challenges to put it to a test. In my mind, my mindset was fine because I'm not typically hard on myself. However, with this podcast, which is something kind of opposite of my personality, being that I'm more introverted, it has been testing my mindset more than I expected. But push myself I must. And I just sounded like Yoda. I am after two things. One is to take the plunge into entrepreneurship as a means to work for myself and not for others in a corporate sense. And two, to reach out to others like yourself who have been or are stuck in the thoughts, emotions, attitudes, and behaviors that derail your progress from living and enjoying the kind of life you seek, and to do that by encouraging you and offering up topics such as growth mindset that contribute toward that goal. Wherever you are in life, it's never too late. As long as there's still breath in your lungs, it is never too late to pursue what will bring you peace. Whether it's aiming to be a 6 or 7-figure CEO or entrepreneur, or living a more simple life, such as an off-gridder. Either way, developing a growth mindset will benefit you in many ways. One of the key benefits of a growth mindset is that it allows us to view obstacles as opportunities for growth and development rather than as insurmountable barriers. When we have a growth mindset, we are more likely to see challenges as learning opportunities rather than as something to be feared. This can lead to greater motivation and a sense of purpose, as we are more likely to see the value in taking on new challenges and pushing ourselves to our limits. Another benefit of a growth mindset is that it allows us to be more open to feedback and constructive criticism. When we have a fixed mindset, we may be more likely to view feedback as a personal attack rather than as an opportunity to learn and grow. However, with a growth mindset, we are more likely to view feedback as a valuable tool for self-improvement. This can lead to greater self-awareness and the ability to make positive changes in our lives. But how can we develop a growth mindset? One key strategy is to set challenging but achievable goals. When we set goals that are too easy, we may become bored and disengaged, floating along like I did. On the other hand, when we set goals that are too difficult, we may become discouraged and give up. By setting challenging but achievable goals, we are more likely to stay motivated and engaged, and we are more likely to see progress and success. Another strategy for developing a growth mindset is to seek out feedback and learning opportunities. This may involve asking for feedback from others, such as a mentor or coach, or seeking out new experiences that will challenge us and push us to learn and grow. By taking an active approach to learning and development, we are more likely to achieve results. Another important strategy is to reframe failures as opportunities to learn and grow. When we have a fixed mindset, we may view failure as a personal shortcoming and as a sign that we are not good enough. However, with a growth mindset, we are more likely to view failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. This can lead to greater resilience and the ability to bounce back from setbacks. It's important to note that having a growth mindset doesn't mean that one should always push themselves to their limits and ignore their own well-being. Rather, it's about finding a balance and having a flexible attitude towards our own abilities and understanding that we can always improve and learn. It's important to take care of ourselves and not to push ourselves too hard, as this can lead to burnout and negatively impact our mental and physical health. Additionally, it's important to have realistic expectations, understanding that progress takes time and that success is not always guaranteed. Another aspect of a growth mindset is to embrace change and uncertainty. Those with a fixed mindset may have a hard time adapting to changes and may resist new ideas, while those with a growth mindset are more open to change and are more likely to embrace new ideas and opportunities. This can lead to greater adaptability, creativity, and innovation. In addition, having a growth mindset can also help with personal development and self-esteem. When we have a fixed mindset, we may be more likely to compare ourselves to others and to view our self-worth as tied to our abilities and accomplishments. However, when we have a growth mindset, we are more likely to focus on personal growth and self-improvement, and to view our self-worth as tied to our efforts and progress. This can lead to greater self-esteem and self-acceptance. And I think it's a much healthier way to look at your self-worth. So to recap, a growth mindset is a powerful tool that can help us achieve our goals and overcome challenges. It can help you develop a greater outlook on your personal growth and advancement rather than unattainable impediments. This opens you up to see every opportunity as something to be achieved. However, keep in mind that it takes time to get to the point of having a growth mindset. Go easy on yourself. After all, it is all a learning opportunity. While you are practicing your growth mindset, be sure to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. It's all about balance. For further reading, I'll include a link in the show notes to Carol Dweck's book on growth mindset called Mindset: The New Psychology of Success. It has 4.5 stars with over 22,000 ratings. Using my Amazon link, in which I earn from qualifying purchases, and it supports this podcast, you can get it on Audible with a 30-day free trial. Before I go, I'd like to mention that in the near future, this podcast will have guests on the show. If there are any topics you'd like to hear about what hasn't been discussed yet on the show, or topics I have discussed that you'd like to hear from a second source for a different perspective, please visit my website, carryonwithchrissalda.com. I have a blog post for you to introduce yourself and comment on what you'd like to hear. Let me know what struggles you have when it comes to balancing your thoughts and emotions on a daily basis. What are your pain points? What answers are you seeking? This podcast is here to serve your needs. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this encouraging and helpful. Until next time, carry on with a growth mindset. Hey there. Just wanted to check in. Have you been listening to all my episodes, or is this just a one-off situation? Kind of like a love me and leave me deal? Just so you know, I have a few things lined up if you don't listen to more. So what's it going to be? Listen to this podcast, or I'll send a team of bagpipers to play outside your window at sunrise every morning. That's not all. I'll also unleash a horde of llamas on your front lawn. And trust me, you don't want to be the one responsible for the llama apocalypse. Still not convinced? I'll also send a team of unicycling, trumpet-playing, fire-juggling clowns to your next meeting, and they'll perform an interpretive dance routine of your last phone call. Oh, and don't forget to follow, rate, and comment, or I'll send them back for an encore performance. I'll let that marinate.